Hey everybody, this is Hyun and I'm here to do a video critique of this animation by Julermud. So let's get right into it and see the animation. Okay, so first impressions I get right away is that this sword swing is way too slow. It goes pretty slow. And then this pullback here needs to be reworked. Yeah, and then the second thing is that this flip is kind of confusing, mainly because of these trails, and the placement of these trails aren't that great. So I guess we'll work on those for now, because those are the two main problems with this animation. Overall, I like the combo. It's pretty good animation overall. So let's see. Okay, so this stab is the first thing that I see with this animation, that this being a little bit too slow. So, but this is easy. The easy way to fix this is I would say you don't even need this frame here. So let's see. So let's just go ahead and select all this and just delete it. Remove frames. And now you have more spacing between the hit and the actual stabbing part. So now it's a little bit faster. And it's a minor detail, but it makes it more forceful. So easy fix there, right? And then there's a sword part where he amputates his leg with this sword. And okay, so the sword comes out of his hand, you know, whatever. That's cool. That's maybe one of his powers. So, and then when it stabs him, and when he pulls back, there's no leverage here, or leverage. So he's just holding this by the tip, and then he just starts pulling back, and so basically there's no leverage here for him to make this huge force to amputate his leg this way. So let's try to fix that. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this sword, and I'm gonna make a new layer and draw over it. Oh my gosh, Pepper, not. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, going back to the sword, I'm gonna copy this, and then draw it on a new layer so you guys can see the difference. Okay, so let's start it here. I'm going to paste in place. I'm going to recolor this red so you guys can see. So here we go. So when he starts pulling back, this sword starts going sideways like this, and his arm is still kind of pretty high up when he starts pulling. So that in turn gives it no leverage. So what we want to do is, well, actually let's first try to fix the arm. I'll just do this on this layer and remove his thingy. So you want to straighten out the arm a little more. So let's get a thicker brush here. So once he starts pulling, you want to straighten this out. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there you go, straight. This too should be a little lower. Okay, well that's fine for now. So you just want to make sure his arm's straight when he's pulling, so it actually looks like he's really pulling on that sword because he's trying to amputate this guy's leg, so he needs all the force he can get, right? So going back to the sword, once he starts pulling, you have to remember that this sword is stabbed into his knee, so this creates a pivot point. And so once he starts pulling on this sword, it's gonna pivot in this direction, so it's gonna start going this way instead of just sideways, you know. So there you go. So there you go, and then next frame, it's gonna pivot more. This is building up force right now. I know it doesn't look like it, but just because we're creating more space for this frame right here. So you see how this is a little bit more close and like sideways? This one is more angled, so it's giving more room to make this forceful. So, and then after that, you know, this is fine. You can just leave it the way it is after that. So I will do that. So you can see the difference, the minor changes that I put in this sword. It leads with the hilt, so it has a more realistic physics, because we know it's stuck to his knee. And then at the same time, it creates more force because it has more spacing. Right. So I would actually do more. Like if I were you, I would actually put more force into it by making his actual pose a lot more dramatic. Like point A would be like he'd be standing here, maybe even using both arms like this, and then when he actually pulls the sword, he'd be really leaning back, kind of like this, just to really exaggerate the pose. Yeah, so his sword would be like right here, and then point B, the sword would be like here. So there'd be a lot of space for more force. But you know, you can do that on your own time. That's fine. This will do for now. And actually, if you want to put more like anticipation into it, which kind of hints more force, you can actually just like double frame. You can actually double frame like before this actual big spacing, so you can put like 2 double frames, I guess. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you. But we'll move on. We'll move on from here. So after that, he grabs this little stump of a leg, and then he does this spin move. And yeah, this is where it gets kind of confusing, because these trails aren't placed particularly in a very oh my goodness, what is going on? Okay, so okay, first of all, you need to put these trails on a different layer, because like once you put these trails down, it's gonna cut them off, and you won't be able to like adjust it later. So yeah, you want to put these on. I'm just gonna delete these. I'm just gonna, well, let me go back and explain why this is confusing. It's because these trails aren't actually trailing anything. It's like in front of him, when usually trails should be leading behind him. So like this should be going like this way, like you know, it should be going on this side, like behind the actual characters instead of in front of them. Same goes for this. Like he hasn't actually moved here yet, so this should be like behind him, like over here, so it actually trails the bodies. So yeah, I'm just gonna delete these. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll just redraw his knee here. There you go, buddy. So I'll make a new layer. we'll call it trails so it doesn't get confusing. And I'll try to do the gradient trail. I'll try to do the same type of trail, the what's it called, the gradient circle trail, or whatever that is. Let's put it behind them, and then lock all the other layers. Let's make that circle. And I've never done this before, so I'm just gonna try to adjust my thingy here. Okay, well, this is the best I can do for it. Okay, so it actually needs to go behind, and then we'll copy this, and then he's going behind, and then we'll make this smaller because he's okay. So yeah, I don't really do circle trails, but this is you just basically want to have this generally behind the actual movement or the keyframes, so that it actually makes sense, you know. Like, if you wanted, since it's still pretty fast, but I don't know, I kind of like it. I kind of like it fast. I have no problems with it, but if you wanted to actually slow this down, you can just maybe double frame, here, just to put more anticipation for this throw and to slow it down a little more, so it can be a little bit more clear. But yeah, I think it looks a little bit better after that. So overall, we sped this stabbing up. We adjusted this angle so it makes more sense for the sword, and he has a little bit more leverage to amputate this leg. And we also changed the trails so it makes a little more sense, so this throw can be a little more clear. So those are the big changes that I made to this animation, and hopefully it looks better. Yeah, actually I don't think we really need this there, so we can just, yeah. So yeah, you just basically want to play around with it and try to put as much force as you can with the attacks, and then make sure you place the, if you're going to use trails, make sure to place them in a sensible spot, so it makes more sense. Okay? Okay, Julermuds, I hope that helped, and good luck with your animating. I'll see you later. Bye. Goodbye. Salutations. What the